What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here. If you're in the United States, happy Thanksgiving. We got a special VOD for you today from Prestivant. He's going to come back in just a second. Right now, he's trying to cook you guys a delicious Thanksgiving meal. He's got the turkey in the oven, and he's going to cook together an insane comp in this video. We got the mashed potatoes of the tanks. We got, the hot meats of the carries. We got the utility units, the gravy going down on them. In any case, I wanted to VOD review someone who is not named Dish Soap today, and Prestivant is actually higher ranked than Dish Soap right now. He's ranked 2 on the ladder, only behind Setsuko, and if you're behind Setsuko, I think you're still an absolute beast, and also Setsuko, for some reason, is a jerk and disables his VODs, so I have no way of reviewing Setsuko, so we're here with Prestivant, number 2, but someone who has absolutely been just beasting the past few sets. He's been getting better and better and better every single set. Hold the Senna here, I would think, yeah. In this case, I actually liked switching gears a decent bit on PBE, but the stats on it look absolutely terrible, so I think I'm never going to take that augment again. From an item slam standpoint, I think we're looking at Sunfire here. So we're looking at either Silver Spoon or Healing Orbs here. I like either one a decent bit. I don't actually know. Let's do a quick stat check here for you guys, because, we're early on into the set, so knowing what the stats on certain augments look like is pretty good. Silver Spoon, 4.30, very solid. And Healing Orbs 4.57. So definitely the stats say Silver Spoon is a very high pick early game. So I guess we can try that out. I've tried it out in one of my games, and it felt completely fine. I think part of the reason why Silver Spoon is so nice is because it allows you to accelerate to level 5 really quickly. Especially if you don't already have a Chosen, hitting like level 5 and then picking up a Chosen is really nice, or just going level 4 picking up a Chosen. What Preston can do here, because he has a pretty good Chosen in this spot, is just play this board, go level 5, and then he is going to get his sort of like free Chosen on 2-5, the one that you get while you already have a Chosen. He would still already be 5 if he pre-leveled anyway. What he could do here is not put any gold into leveling and just naturally level up to 5 at 2-3, and then... but he's actually, yeah, he's going to go full pre-level on it. Yeah, level here. He's not going to have that much gold for it, but this does allow him access to 4-cost units. And yeah, he's just going to play the double Sentinel board because this is his strongest board right now. So yeah, we're going to see our next Chosen at 2-5 after Carousel here, I believe, because we bought Evelyn at the end of stage 1, unless I'm trolling and it's next round. Either way, we are going to be level 5 for our Chosen here, which I think there's a decent chance we swap over at that point. But Evelyn's very, very good. And yeah, like I said, he makes the Sunfire slam. It's just the slam that makes the most sense in this position. So that makes a lot of sense. He's holding on to the extra Eve, but I can't imagine where we're going to play around. Oh, yeah, it's this round. Okay, so we bought it on 1-3 then. He hits Garen here. Kind of interesting, because we could... I feel like I would take this and maybe play towards like 2 Garen 2s with items. You could even potentially play towards like a really quick Garen 3. Looks like he is not interested in cooking that hard. But yeah, like you could move the Sunfire easily to the Garen. You'd lose just like all your synergies basically. You lose KDA and Crowd Diver, which is probably why he doesn't want to do that. You do get 3 Sentinel in, and then if you can eventually get like a 4 Sentinel in, then what the fuck is this POV? Why am I like crouching behind his monitor? I'm not really sure why he did that. We have Sword open, right? Shojin is the best possible slam, usually from Sword. We aren't able to get that because someone wants to take it away. Edge of Night's another really solid item and is pretty fine on Eve. The problem is just that like it's not very flexible. He's even going to just go for... I mean, are we really making BT? I think he just wants this for the Crowd Diver effect. We also get another Sentinel in here, potentially, so you can just do that. And then cut Garen for Crowd Diver, I would have to imagine. You have a decent amount of frontline here. No, he actually doesn't want to play the Katarina here. He immediately sells it. Oh, you already have 2 Crowd Diver. It's a Crowd Diver Chosen. Okay, so yeah, then you can just play this board. For sure. And yeah, I don't really like BT Slam. Okay, he moved his camera. Thank you. I don't really like BT Slam. I just don't think it's good enough on enough units. It's not even that great on like a Kali and those type units. Cloak, I think, is a pretty low prio component this set. Maybe the lowest prio component. The nice thing is you can make Adapticone out of it, which is pretty solid. Like BT is pretty bad. Renans I don't really like. Quicksilver I don't really love either. So, like there's not too much Spark. I don't even really love that much just because I feel like Shiv's not even like Shred. MR Shred and the comps that you get it, like you can kind of get it naturally through Ziggs and TF. So like I feel like you don't need it as much. So yeah, I just feel like those components that component in Cloak is not very good. It can sometimes be Declaw, but depending on how like heavy AD the lobby is, sometimes you can't make Declaw. Looking like this is going to be just barely a loss here, unless Kaisa pops. Oh my god. All right, so that's the 5 streak there. And the Caitlyn here. Caitlin's not a 4 cost that I'm absolutely like jumping for joy for, especially in this position. I don't really see like you can fit in these 2 rapid fire units, of course, but you're gonna have to pivot out a lot of your board. You're gonna have to pivot out of this Evelyn. He's holding on to it on the chance that, you know, and at this point, because we get dropped in Aphelios for more. Oh my god, I feel like you have to make 40 here for sure, though, right? Yeah, he's just gonna make 4. There was so much gold here, and he does get the Adaptacone here, so I like that a lot. I mean, actually, it could be multiple things here. And he gets offered the Heartsteel Aphelios, which is pretty interesting. We don't have Heart. No, we do have Heartsteel set. I do think Aphelios, in my experience, has been a really, really solid backline carry. So I would probably pivot the board here, pivot out, get Aphelios in, get Caitlyn in, and probably get Heartsteel in, keep Heartsteel in for a few rounds this stage, then pivot out of it early next stage. Probably what I would go for here. You do hurt your front line a bit, but I really feel like Aphelios is a very nice early carry. He fits very well with the Caitlyn. You can either make Shojin or Adaptacone. I would probably make Adaptacone because I think it's better to kill the Cloak than it is to kill the Sword, because Sword can be like IE. Like Adaptacone IE would be really nice. Adaptacone Edge of Night would be really nice. Curious to see what he goes for here, because that's what I'm thinking. I'm laying it out on the table here. That's my thought here. So he is going to go that route, but he doesn't care about... Okay, no, he does care about getting Heartsteel in, and the only difference is that he opted to level here and get in the Amumu, which is he's just an Amumu, right? And the other change is that he makes Shojin. I'm pretty sure it's incorrect to make this on the Caitlyn here. I don't think that's right. We have a Chosen... Yeah, I mean, she did 2,700 damage. Maybe she would do more damage here than the other guy would. We don't need that. Sticks and Stones is a... Ooh, wait. Okay, I mean, Sticks and Stones is an augment that I like a decent bit, especially in a position like this. You have a backline carry who can apply it. The stats actually don't look amazing on it, which is kind of surprising to me. Yeah, 4.64 in a spot like this, but I feel like it's quite good in a position like this. So you could Recombob here. 2-star 3 cost. You only have 1 4 cost, but 1 4 cost isn't terrible. You could fit in like the Nico in here and get a bunch of 4 costs. It doesn't sound like the worst. I haven't actually looked at the stats on Recombob. I assume they're quite bad. Yeah, 4.95. But it actually looks like an okay Recombob. And yeah, it looks like he's going to go for it. Oh, I'm telling you, Thanksgiving, we're cooking up a pretty... Oh, look at that. Duplicates the Garen so we can get a 2-star 3 cost. Oh, we are cooking today, folks. And what do we get rewarded with? We get a Kiana, Yone 2... This shit. We get a Kiana, a Yone 2, and a Lulu 2. I think that's pretty bad. I think that's pretty bad, all things considered. I think we kind of got scammed on this one pretty hard. You could potentially leave the Shojin on Kiana or move it to someone like Ezreal. At least we have Ezreal. I would really, really like to get in true damage here, so that Kiana can potentially farm items, because you could leave the Shojin on her, but we're just going to be very low damage. I guess the Sunfire has to move to Yone, maybe? Yeah, this is not my favorite. I mean, this is why most people don't want to take Recombobulator. We are just going to get true damage. Oh, we had true damage in with Akali, because Akali switched over to true damage. Nice. So he's just going to get a random tank unit in here, and he's trying to figure out his board. He has this Twisted Fate in shop, which is really nice, who can be a Shojin holder, potentially. And his Kiana farmed an item component there already. Wow, yeah, she farmed a Winsu. We hit... Oh, is this true damage or rapid fire? I didn't see. Oh, it's true damage. Okay. All of a sudden, our board doesn't look that bad. He's thinking, I think, about potentially moving an item over. I would probably look to sell this Zed. Okay, he can just put one item. Yeah, you definitely need an item there. But yeah, I like moving the Shojin over. He's looking maybe at playing multiple crowd divers later. But yeah, you definitely want an item on this Kiana, because like the chance of her farming an item and hitting something really, really good is quite high. Also, I believe you should be able to make 50 here, right? Like, do you really even need this Lulu? I don't know. I guess he's holding on to the Lulu. We'll see what he's cooking there. But yeah, we have the Shojin. We know we want to play something AP-wise. I really like Archangels a good bit. JG is fine as well. But I would like to finish something. He wants to go for the JG, but can't get it, so he's going to have to go for another Cloak here, because Bow doesn't look great. Could be a Declaw like I was talking about earlier. Oh, now we have this Twisted Fate and the Blitzcrank. We just don't have We don't have a Nami. We don't have like a Gragas to put this stuff together. We can actually just make our board a bit better here, which is nice. Yeah, you got to keep the 4 true damage in here, and keep these 2 Sentinels in. Move the Sunfire over, which was on Zed, to Blitzcrank. And then, yeah, we can just finish the Declaw over there. I like it. But yeah, we don't actually have a way to disco together on our board yet. I assume we'll want to go for that later, but we'll see. He sells to 39 because he didn't realize that he didn't have enough gold to make 40. And so now he's going to rebuy these units in Chop, I guess. The Misfortune's a solid potential inclusion with Jazz. And yeah, I mean, we're really at this point just playing Lulutu for Hyper Pop and just to be a cool guy. We do get the Gragas here, which is really nice. I've really been... I've had a hard time playing around TF recently, so it'd be cool to see Preston play around TF this game because, yeah, I cannot understand how to play around this Twisted Fate unit. It feels so weird. But yeah, Recombobulator is a really cool augment, of course. Very, very fun to see people take it. But I do think it's going to be a bit better this set just because of the strength of 5 costs and the strength of like 2-star 4 costs. Like if you have a 3 cost chosen and you take Recombob, it's really, really nice. The Echo there is really, really good. You can just get this guy in over Mordekaiser for now, or we can play for like a potential 4 Sentinel. We just don't have it yet. We would need one of the lower costs, right? Yeah, we would need like Lilia or Garen or something, which it's kind of unlikely that we're going to go back and find that. Item-wise, for TF, if you're building for TF, which is what I imagine what we're going to do here is going to level next round, play for TF here. I do like... Let's see, it's kind of interesting. JJ Hodge doesn't even sound terrible here, making use of the crit very well. I like Archangel a lot on TF. The problem is, then what? I kind of like JJ Hodge because it uses your components very well, and then you're stuck with a tank component left. I guess the other option would be something like Archangel's PG. I don't really like using this belt on an offensive component, though. Curious to see what he goes for here. Archangel's TG or JJ Hodge. I would probably go JJ Hodge here. But like I said, it's really been hard for me to figure out what TF best in slot is, because if you look at the stats are very weird. Okay, so he is going to go for Guardbreaker here. My only fear with this Archangel Guardbreaker setup is that now we don't have a third frontline component. We have Sunfire Declaws are only frontline components, and if we get a little bit more dogged on components later, like it's very reasonable that we end this game with only 2 components. Okay, but he immediately farms a cloak, so I guess that's completely fine then. And maybe the idea is that because he has this Kiana in, he's okay making slightly like the best items now, and knowing that he's probably just gonna farm. He farmed 2 items there, holy, and he's just gonna farm items later. Harmacist I like a lot here. Yeah, just survivability for your main tank or your main carry who doesn't have any survivability of their own. I would probably start the pivot here. He's just gonna go into 6 true damage, which is pretty sick with this cannon here. Yeah, this is pretty dope. Okay, and then he's just gonna slam components, make 6 true. Wow. Yeah, I mean, actually, you probably don't need to pivot here. I think these are the most important things that you can do in set 10 is understand spots like this where you don't actually need to roll. You can just play around the 6 true damage, and it spikes your board really, really hard. Really, really nice that Preston sees this, because like I feel like this allows him to fast 9 in this position, where I think a worse player, myself probably, I would definitely be interested in just selling this Senna and like rolling, but true damage Senna chosen is incredibly strong. And unless you find like a Twisted Fate 2 or something like that, you're actually not going to have something that's stronger than this Senna. And like, look at his board. It's a bunch of 1-stars, really. Like, his only 2-star units are this Lulu, who he's playing without any synergies, the Yone, who's just Crowd Diver, and then this the Senna, right? Everyone else is 1-star. But the fact that he can win streak with a 1-star, like, this is the highest form of skill expression this set, actually, I think, is win streaking with these 1-star boards, which I think, you know, this is really, really sick. I imagine you finish a tank item here, because you're pretty good on damage items. Another, I mean, it's a 5-cost cloak, but it's a... Wait, he's AFK. He could have walked around. I mean, yeah, I like the belts here. You have no longer... Oh, we used our belts. We don't have open belts. I mean, you don't really want to slam anything again. You'll just hold on to this belt for a little while. Oh, wow. He's going to make Guardbreaker Akali. Okay. So this guy does not... I mean, he's just playing for board strength at every step of the way. You know, like, this... He's still, like, saying, like, okay, like, late game, we might completely grief ourselves on frontline components, but it's fine because we have the Kiana and because we have an insane win streak. And like, if we get to like an Alawi 2 late game, it doesn't really matter. If she just has like a Sunfire plus Declaw, like, she's still gonna be very tanky because she's Alawi. Yeah, putting these Jazz units in for potential late game board. He's looking at the TF, it looks like still, and I mean, these are fantastic TF items, I would say. But he's also looking at potentially the Ahri, though. The Guardbreaker, I think, is a bit a good bit worse on the Ari compared to the Twisted Fate. But yeah, like, oh my god, what a cool, and he's gonna start bleeding a little bit right now, right? He lost last fight, he loses this fight, 4-unit loss this round, like 5-unit loss last time or something like that. But it's fine, because he's 71 HP, he's 66 gold, his bench is incredibly expensive here. He's got 12, 15, 21, like 23 gold on bench, I think I just saw. And he can sell some of these other units he has on board. He's obviously going to sell the Senna. He can just 5-2 it, find ideally a 5-cost chosen, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. Man, I would love some armor. Yeah, like you could even think that Kiana's going to farm you more items. I would probably make the Gargoyle here, even though I don't love Gargoyle as an item very much. But we'll see. He's starting to pivot his board already a little bit, yeah, but like I don't think you want to get out of true damage here. He's going to do a Crown Guard, another Declaw. I mean, maybe this lobby has no AD in it or something, but like it's a little scary to me to make 3 MR items in this spot. I don't, yeah, okay, Crown Guard, Declaw. I mean, those are obviously better items in a vacuum than Gargoyle. All right, we're going to see, I would think the pivot here, wow. He's going to greed another 2 rounds at 56 here. He thinks his board's good enough. I mean, I think one of the things that has blown my mind about this game is like the level of greed that Prestivent has shown this game and how well he has greeded this game. Because one thing that I find myself doing a lot in my games this set, and something that I feel like I need to work on, is like I greed too little. Also, is my quality is at its highest possible, because I felt like the quality was degrading a little bit there. But yeah, like I feel like I don't greed enough this set. In spots like this, I really want to level. He's just going to, oh, he wanted to wait 1 round because it was because the tempo was different. Oh, I see. Because he took the Silver Spoon augment, it made sense to level here. Okay, so yeah, he's not greeding the full 2. Finds a Ziggs really early on, which makes things honestly a little easy for him. Finds the 2-star Blitzcrank as well for frontline. This was in all ways just an ideal roll down, I would say. Doesn't quite have 4 Dazzler in right now. He's just got, it's Dazzler, it's Hyper Pop chosen. So he has the TF, and who's his other Dazzler he has in right now? Did he get a Bard in? No, he has Lux in, but he's definitely looking for Bard, wants to play towards like 4 Dazzler, and then potentially Jazz. Item-wise here, yeah, I like the Steadfast Heart a ton, because like I said, like we really just need frontline at this point, even though, I mean, like honestly, we have like a backline unit. Okay, we find Nami, who's a decent in. We still don't have that Bard, which is kind of funny. But I have to, I mean, actually, you don't really want to cut Lulu at this point. Interesting. So maybe, yeah, we just pivot down to 2 Dazzler. We don't really, oh no, he's going to go up to Disco here. Yeah, with just the Nami. Nami really easy to fit in here. And yeah, we're going to keep the Lulu in for the 3 Hyper Pop. 3 Hyper Pop, definitely like a solid synergy, and we have the Lulu too, so we should probably play it as a util unit. We end up winning this fight. The only issue is like if we want to fit like 4 Dazzler, if we want to fit like a Bard or something in here, like how do you even do it? Because like you can't just cut your entire front line, right? You have to play around this at least 2 Sentinel front line. He's actually playing the 4 Sentinel version, which I like a ton. I was playing around this yesterday, and like 4 Sentinel with like an Archangel and stuff like that feels so good. Really smart swap there from Prestivent. He knows that there's an Akali in this lobby, so he's going to swap his Ziggs out of the corner so that he doesn't get wrecked. So many people I've seen be like, what's the deal? This Akali unit, she just one-shots my backline. And I'm like, have you ever tried like moving your unit so it's like not in the corner so it doesn't get one-shot by the Akali immediately? And they're like, no, why would I do that? I think soon we could potentially pivot into this, like probably immediately, yeah. The only problem is you lose true damage, but like it's fine. He's going to get, wow, interesting. He's going to get Penta in here. I don't think Penta does a ton for you here. It does provide you that damage reduction on frontline, which is nice. I wouldn't prioritize it here. Oh, Alawi, I would just get an over Pentakill immediately. Now, this is really controlled rolling. I like this a lot. Rolling here, because he knows he needs to find some upgrades. I'm surprised that he continues to roll there. I think after I find that Alawi plus, yeah, I feel like I would have stopped there. And at this point, he does end up cutting the Disco here. Yeah, and like, it feels good to cut the Disco here, because the Gnar is actually a nice in, right? It's Pentakill and it's Mosher for your York. I like getting the Gnar in at this point. Gnar plus York is just a really, and then like 1 Pentakill unit, which in this case, it is the Sentinel in Mordekaiser. I think just fits really well on a lot of boards. I think he's put together a really nice board. But yeah, I love that rolling at 6-1 here, because like if you want to greed, you just, it's very hard to greed in that position there. Wow. Okay, what did he cut there? He cut Alawi plus what? He cut Alawi plus the Resh too? No. The Thresh 2 is still on our board. What did we cut there to get to this board? Oh, the Lulu? The Alawi plus the Lulu? For 2 Jazz. You guys like this? I kind of hate it. We only have 7 traits in. I don't think 2 Jazz is doing that much for us. I think Alawi's an insane unit, and I think the 3 Hyperpop from Lulu was actually really, really nice. I feel like our board got weaker here. It will probably be better on something like level 9. Or level 10, I mean, once we get in another unit. Like, the Jazz will be really, really solid. But yeah, I feel like we got weaker here. I don't know. Maybe I overvalue this Alawi unit. But I'm surprised he makes this play. And yeah, he gets kind of wrecked there. I don't know. I feel like Alawi's too good. And, like, Jazz with 7 traits, and I don't think is, like, insane. It's good, for sure. But you already... It's not like you're even getting a unique form of damage increase here. Like, in the percent damage increase. Because you already have Guardbreaker on your 2 carries. So, like, you know, if you're, like, heavy crit... and then you add the percent damage increase, it's actually kind of nice because it gives you another, like, multiplier for your damage. And, like, you know, the more multipliers you have, you know, multiplying numbers makes them bigger. But we don't actually have... we already have that multiplier is the thing. Oh, Jazz Spat here, I mean, has to be good, right? And then we just want to get more traits in, because this board's actually a little bit sad. Like, we have a nice little package of the Gnar, the Yorick, and the Mordekaiser, and then, like, the Blitzcrank, but I feel like we need some more juice here. We have this Nami in shop, but, like, I mean, that just adds Disco. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you just add Alawi here, even though it doesn't actually add trait in, right? We don't have a bruiser or anything. What else could you add here? I don't know. It's actually not that easy of a board, especially with, like, the Hyperpop Ziggs. But I mean, I guess even with Dazzler Ziggs, you would already be at 3 Dazzler here. But yeah, like, this is... I don't know. It's not the best Jazz board I've ever seen, but I mean, with 3 Jazz with the Jazz Spat, it's still getting pretty solid value out of it. Maybe he just values Jazz that highly that even with 7 traits in, he still thinks Jazz is, like, really good. And he still gets to get the Alawi back in at this point, which I think is absolutely correct. I think this Alawi unit with the tentacles is insane. He actually ends up moving the tentacles down 1 hex, which is kind of interesting. He wants them to slap more than he wants them to tank. Maybe he thinks he has enough frontline, and he just wants more damage. Or, you know, like, at least this way, like, some of them might take, like, little, like, extra hits from, say, like, the Ahri or something, but, like, they're still going to hit, but they're still going to tank a little bit as well. Like, after your front line dies, the tentacles will still exist there. Maybe that's the idea. It's kind of interesting. The second row tentacles like this, you know, like, because Ahri might target them over the Blitzcrank. I don't know if she will, but, like, they're definitely going to take a little bit of splash damage. I mean, you just want third item here onto, like, the Resh or TF, actually. Yeah, he's thinking about, like, what cuts he can make, but, I mean, at this point, it's kind of awkward. There is some sort of, like, Lux plus whatchamacallit. Oh, and honestly, I wouldn't even be mad about, like, a TG, but, like, we can't get that here, so just third damage item I like, yeah. Like, a TG onto this guy would be really nice, the Yorick, because we don't have any items on our Yorick too, which is a little bit sad. Same thing for Lucian, but it's fine. And it is going to be a dub here from Prestivent. That's the end of the game. He just stomps this board. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody in the United States or wherever else it's celebrated, because I don't know. Congrats to Prestivent. Oh my god, he hit diamond? This guy is an absolute beast. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitch and my links down below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.